There
Nice,
we
dude.
go.
Wow, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. People probably thought we left, but it's still going.
A little hiatus, dude. Listen, work hard, play hard. That's the motto around here.
Yeah, we're starting off with technology issues over here, where
I'm
Zoom's just switching around
I'm so
buttons.
sick of it, dude. Like I don't understand why everything needs to change every like 8 months, like technology wise. Like everything needs to update and everything needs to look different. It's so frustrating to me. I don't know why as society we feel the need to do that.
Yeah, the thing with Zoom that threw me off was at some point, I'm convinced the share screen button was green at some point.
It was, dude. Like all these buttons on the bottom, like new. Like I didn't have to press more to press record
Oh yeah. You know, it's interesting. I've never been the one to hit record on a Zoom meeting.
ever.
Never.
Count your blessings, brother. Whew.
I also don't really present. I'm never usually the one sharing my screen, I find. So
Really?
I get kind of nervous doing it.
I feel like the three times that we've shared screen here, every time was you.
I guess if you're looking at like if the world was to end right now and you're looking at your life stats, have you ever thought about life stats before?
No, I'm intrigued.
Where an example, I guess, that applies to this is okay, the world ends, everything's done, but you get to see your life stats. So one of them would be how many times in your life did you share a screen on Zoom? I guess three of them. So like half of the times I've shared my screen would come from here. Um, or another one would be like if you if you I like a frozen pizza. So it could be like at the end of your life, how many frozen pizzas did you eat in your life?
Ooh,
You know, something like that.
that's a fun one. I've never thought about that.
Yeah, and it's also like kind of applies where it's like there's gotta be a person on earth who has done the most of something.
Yeah.
Like something like you could say who's flipped on a light switch the most, you know? There has to be somebody out there, right?
I don't know who that would be, but someone has to. Like you're right, someone has to do all those niche little things.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who's counted the most toothpicks in their life? In their
I
life?
know.
I-
Somebody has to do that. Are you a toothpick guy?
Actually, I do enjoy a toothpick from a time or two. I like restaurants, leaving restaurants. I like tossing one in there, makes me feel cool.
Yeah. Do you use it for its reasoning or do you just have it for just to wear, I guess?
Generally, to wear, I don't know. Generally, I use it for its purpose when it's like the minty one, though. You know, like some like it's like the mint.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. When it's like the mint, then I don't really use that. I kind of just let it linger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go to there's an episode of Family Guy where Peter becomes a toothpick guy.
really.
Yeah, and he's leaving a restaurant and he puts it in and then he makes that his whole personality. You know,
It
something
is
like
kind. It
that.
does feel like kind of a personality trait sort of thing.
I see you got Kentucky on.
Yeah, R.I.P. Kentucky. Their season
Yeah.
ended last Sunday.
Yeah.
Knee deep in college basketball right now. March Madness. It's crazy. It's bonkers.
What's your favorite part about it all?
Dude, like, well, first off, making money. I bet a lot of money on college basketball. And like this month in particular is like the only time I like win a lot. So I enjoy that a lot. Every so it starts on a Thursday, like a noon tip off. And every Thursday I've been going up to my buddy's place in Boston. And we've assembled quite a crew and we all like watch it together, drink beers, have fun. It's a nice little tradition we got going on. So you know what? I'd probably say that right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it brings everyone together.
It brings everyone together, dude. And like the weeks leading up to it, you just like the anticipation just grows of the madness that's to come, and
Oh
you
yeah.
get super excited. It's good, dude. The upsets are great. The new heroes are great. It's the best. It's the best.
Have you have you ever heard the so there's the quote that it's not the destination, it's the journey, but it's not the destination, it's not even the journey, it's the company.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Brad Pitt said that in some speech
Yeah,
lately. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I totally took that from Brad Pitt. I was like, I saw him say that in his movie, but I think Brad Pitt took that from someone.
Yeah, 100%. Brad Pitt did not make that up on the spot, dude.
He was like, he was giving a speech. That's crazy. Got the Brad Pitt call out,
Wait,
dude.
so do you credit Brad Pitt or do you credit Brad Pitt finding someone? So you're like, oh, I heard this thing that Brad Pitt heard from someone, or you just say you heard it from Brad Pitt?
Well, I didn't say I heard that from anyone. To be
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
To
Good
be
point.
honest, I think I was just gonna say that, let it rip, and then if anyone said something, they said first thing that comes out is Brad Pitt said that. Yeah, Brad Pitt, but I guess when we changed the conversation over to Brad Pitt, we gave it credit to where whomever he got it from.
Good use of whom?
Yeah.
Great use of whom right there. That was
Yeah.
good. I like
I
that.
said it wrong at first, but I had to go back and correct myself. Ever since we kept calling it the angelfish, I'm
It's
worried.
so funny because we've said things that were like worse. Not that it was like bad, but like we've said more incorrect things than that. And we've never been as torched as we were for calling it an angelfish.
Angelfish.
Crazy, dude.
The anglerfish.
The angler, shouts out the anglerfish guys. Misrepresented community right there, that's for sure.
I the crazy thing is we looked it up too. Live on here, we looked it up, but still kept calling it the angelfish, even
Yeah.
after seeing it, which is crazy. Um, I got a controversial one
What do we got?
that I'm interested to see what your thoughts on. This is something that I started to think about. I don't know, probably like in the last few years, where
Mhm.
when it comes to parking, I would rather park easy and far than close and hard.
What do you define as like hard?
Like people, someone who'll go out of their way to get a parking spot right at the front, close walking distance to the store, but it's always busy up there. So they'll sit there and wait for someone either to back out, finish loading up their groceries, close their trunk, back out. They'll wait there.
Right.
Or they'll keep doing laps around waiting until someone comes out. I would rather just park far away in a spot that I can just go to immediately that causes no problems and walk the distance.
Interesting. I respect that. I like that.
Yeah, because I've
Get your steps in, you know?
get some steps in, but there's times where I've been, driving and I'll see someone just kind of waiting for a spot, and I'm like, is that faster?
Right.
It might be the same amount of time.
Because think about it, you wait that extra like 30 seconds to pull in that spot to be like 30 seconds closer. But if you park in the further spot, you're probably past them by the time they pull in.
Yeah, so you might be going in together.
Yeah, you probably are going in together. But then you have the same convenience when coming out, you're that much closer.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
Devil's advocate right there.
And I guess if let's say you're buying a lot of things and you got like 4 bags, you gotta you gotta walk pretty far.
True.
But what if you have a cart?
But then we're getting into where's the little cart return spot?
Yeah, you know what? Another pet peeve of mine is when people don't return their cart to the cart spot.
Like, what are we doing? It's not like it's far. Like, you could be the furthest spot in the parking lot. It's gonna be like 20 seconds of a walk
It's gonna
away.
be there.
You didn't even have to walk the full 20 seconds. You can get like 15 and then just push it into the zone, man.
Yeah, you can. And that adds more fun too.
Kind of because you try to get it into the other one that's already in there
Yeah.
too. It is a good challenge. Let me
You ever
put you
run?
on something that has changed my
Yeah.
life parking wise though. You know, how do I explain this? You know how there's like when it's all white lines or whatever for the parking,
Hmm. Yeah.
and there's not like a curb in front of you, it's a white line and another
Yeah.
car. Always like pull in. So then when you're leaving, you don't have to back out, you just drive out.
You just drive out.
Yeah, dude, it's changed my life. I love it.
Yeah. When did you start that aspect of your life?
Was a couple months ago.
Oh,
This is
really?
relatively fresh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so nice, like especially at grocery well, hmm. I guess it is probably kind of annoying if you have to put something in your trunk, but I never really come across a scenario where I need to like open my trunk of my car to like put something
Yeah.
in.
That's a good point.
But like grocery stores, like not having to worry about like turning behind you and like worrying if people are crossing back and forth. Like you get a full field view if you're
Oh
just
yeah.
immediately.
We at my high school parking lot, I remember this so vividly. I remember this so vividly, but I have not thought about this probably since senior year of high school, where the parking lot, you had to be a senior to park there because that's who had the passes.
Okay.
And I remember like I genuinely think where I parked was the best place to park in the parking lot. I genuinely do because it was the easiest spot to kind of pull out of, but it was also, since there's all the traffic getting out of the school at the end of the day, it was also the easiest to get like out of the parking lot.
Yeah.
But I would, there'd be times where I'd get there and it would be relatively early lot because you didn't have an assigned spot. You could pick whatever you wanted every day. And I remember there were a couple times I got there pretty early and most of the parking lot was open, but I'd still be see people parking in spots where I'm like, why are you doing that? I was like, at the end of the day, you're just gonna be stuck, you
Right.
know?
That's a good. So was this like, did everyone know this was Cam's spot?
Well, what ended up happening was I don't know if it was a thing where like everyone knew it was my spot, but the same people would kind of park in the same areas every day.
Yeah.
So there were some people that I remember would always park in like right, relatively around where I was. And I feel like I knew most people in my class, but like I didn't know everybody. But there would be times where like it would be the same person there every day that maybe I didn't really know or I didn't really talk to, and you'd always share like the little nod to every time you got out of your car. Um, and it's one of those things where everyone just kind of picks their spot, and then like if a new car showed up or like a new person, it's like a new person sits in your seat. It's like what are you doing?
You're right though. Like it is like the same. Like I remember I had like a not like a designated like let's all park next to each other, but it just like habitually we would all park next to each other and walk into
Yeah.
school together. And I was like, damn, this has got a six squad rolling in. We got our spots waiting for us in the morning.
Yeah. What time did you start at?
I think we had to be in homeroom by 7:30, and I think our first class started at 7:42.
Yeah, it's the time difference, the random times.
Dude, we were trying yeah, so random times. Like class ended at 10:37. Like why not 10:40? Um, dude, we were talking about how crazy it is that like we used to be eating lunch at like 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
That was our lunch, dude. Isn't that so weird to think about?
It would be like you'd be having chocolate milk with some sort of flatbread pizza at 10 in the morning. But it felt fine, I guess, because you've been up since I don't know 6 a.m.,
Right.
6:30 in the morning. Yeah, it's crazy. I remember it was you could either get chocolate milk, regular milk, and then but I think and I don't really remember in elementary school if water was an option. Like I think it would, I don't know. I don't want to slander the Massachusetts school
You had
system.
water fountains. Like I
We
guess
had
like
water fountains,
yeah, yeah. You're
you
right,
know?
dude.
I
However, drinking from a water fountain was like crack back in the day. That shit
oh
felt
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, especially after recess.
Oh my God, dude.
There'd be a
Whew.
line.
Yeah.
There'd be a line.
I'd
Yeah,
imagine that's like the closest thing to what like crack feels like. Like comparable to that age, just drinking out of a
it
nice crisp
probably.
water fountain.
And there'd always be that kid. There'd always be like the kid who hogged it, or there'd be the kid who puts his lips all over it.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Crazy. Yeah. Nothing like being outside because we both grew up in Massachusetts. So like I remember like at recess, like in elementary school, recess would be, especially at the beginning of the year and the end of the year, when you go out for recess, it would be really hot. Probably arguably hotter at the beginning of the year. And I remember like you'd be outside, you'd be sweating, and you're a kid, so you don't care about getting dirty. You don't care about smelling bad or anything. So you'd just be out there playing, sweating, but you'd be so hot. And then you go back inside and you just taste that cold, that ice cold stream that comes, out like a dolphin out of that. Uh, and what's actually wild is to this day, I don't think the water fountain design has changed.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, it's just the stain,
It's
like kind of
it
spout
peaked.
thing.
And
Yeah, it's
it's
some things don't fix what's not broken, you know?
yeah, an engineering feat of humanity.
I wonder like when that first came about.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I don't,
probably been a thing for a while. And then but then what's crazy about it is they have those and then randomly one day, not only was it a water fountain, but there's a water filler station that got
yeah, for the
attached.
water bottles, dude. My God.
They didn't even say that was coming. They just put it there.
Imagine like in that meeting, you're like, I got an idea. Let's let's step it up a bit.
Let's- yeah, that's crazy. It's like, what if we did this? Yeah. And that I remember in high school, those would be there. And I remember in between classes, because we had like 4 minutes between classes. And I remember there would be a line of people just waiting to fill up their water bottle. And it was a gamble if
Yeah,
you were be able to get yours.
absolutely, dude. Man, the good old days.
Yeah.
Are
It's like
kids
it's
even, I bet you kids aren't even using water fountains anymore. They think they're too good for it.
they bring their Stanleys.
That's probably what it is. They ride or die with those 28 ounces in that Stanley water bottle right there.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't refill. I don't know.
Did you see there was a Stanley. I think it was a Stanley. It was either a Stanley or Hydro Flask or one of those.
Yeah.
And someone had water in their Stanley and their house caught on fire. And
Ooh.
once the fire went away, they found their Stanley in the rubble, like kind of like dirty, dented, but still standing. And they opened it up. The water was still cold.
Listen, that's terrible that their house burned down, but that isn't good look for Stanley. That's for
Yeah.
sure, dude.
Yeah, yeah. And the reason I think it went viral on TikTok or something. And it's like that's just like wild. Or like the soup could stay warm.
Yeah, true. That's some fucking shouts out Stanley, shouts out Hydro Flask. What do I use? I use a I don't know. My brain's going in a couple different directions. Dude, you know what my mom was telling me? Apparently if you put like vodka in a Brita and then like pour it, like it doesn't taste like vodka. It just tastes like water.
Do you still get the same effects of vodka, or does it dilute it so that's a way?
No, you still get like you'll still get like like drunk off it or whatever. Like it's still
Really?
alcohol, but it for whatever reason it like dissipates that taste.
Real? That can't be true, can it?
I don't know. I'm curious to try it now.
I'm curious to try it. You might be able to see my Brita. Oh yeah, you can. Where is my Brita? Oh, it's like right here.
You
Um,
not have it in the fridge?
it's another controversial topic.
Uh-oh.
I'm a room temperature water guy.
I don't think that's that crazy. I think if you get upset about that, you're just weird. That there's no issue in that.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always been a and then recently, like within the last like 2 months or so, month or so, I was like, I think I might be, go over to the cold water side. And I tried. It's not for me. Like
Mm.
that's what it is. It's not for me.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I had a I had a hydro flask and I'll name drop him. Vishal got it for me. He'll probably watch this. And he got it for me. And I want to make very clear, I really liked that hydro flask. And it was a great color, great size, and I was using it, but one day it kind of just disappeared. And I was always convinced that it was in the back of my car, the trunk of my car. And he would say, I haven't seen you use your hydro flask in a while. And I'm like, yeah, it's in the trunk of my car. And then it came to cleaning out the trunk of my car one day. She wasn't in there. And
Nice.
then, after that, there was another time where he was like, "Oh, I haven't seen you use that hydro flask." And I was like, oh, I gotta be honest. I think she's gone. But she could, it's possible, now I'm telling myself that I put it in a box when I was moving. So I'm
True.
convinced. I'm convinced it's in my closet right now in a box that I still have to go through.
Did you live with Vishal?
I did, yeah, for two
Maybe
years.
maybe he took it. Not to throw blame at Vishal, but maybe this is like an Inception sort of thing we got going
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
Maybe he stole it.
Right? And then he's going to keep bringing it up to make you think that you lost it or misplaced it somehow. But
Really?
he's sitting on that thing and he's not planning on giving it back.
That's evil, Vishal. That's evil.
That's
Everybody comment below. Everyone comment below telling Vishal to give me my hydro flask back.
yeah, yeah. Free the water bottle, dude. Return it to
Yeah,
his rightful king. Yeah.
do that.
That is
Uh,
funny.
so I know one thing we wanted to talk about was our favorite CIA agent.
Oh my God, dude. So let's start with how you found out about him.
I found out about him. We're talking John Kiriakou. I
Yeah,
believe that's how you say
I think
it.
that's how you pronounce it.
And he kept showing up on my feed everywhere.
Yeah.
Like every platform he was showing up on. And it would always be the videos of him talking in the squeaky voice. And then it would randomly shift to being like a really low-pitched voice. And then it would go back. And I was watching these videos, and I guess he's an old CIA agent, and he's talking about his experiences. And I'm like, these stories are just wild. And
Yeah.
I never really I didn't know what his name was or anything. He kept just showing up. And then I saw this other random video one time of a guy talking about, he's like, that John Kiriakou guy is probably the closest thing we've got to John Wick. And I was like, probably. But I was like, who's John Kiriakou? And then like a couple swipes later, I see it's like, oh, that's him right there. And then he's just been showing up. And then it turns out he was in your feed as well.
Thanks to you, dude. I owe you many thanks for having him, Papa. I have been getting a kick out of him. He is everywhere for me. It is the most entertaining thing ever.
Is he real?
Yeah, dude, he does cameos. And the cameos are like he'll just keep telling just crazy stories he has from the CIA. And it's they legit every time I hear a new one, it's just like two times crazier than the one I
Yeah.
heard before.
Yeah. He went to jail
Yeah, yeah, dude.
for exposing the CIA's torture programs.
It seems like he got some pretty crazy stories from prison too.
Yeah, like this and but the thing is like you see him now and he's kind of like he never has it's rare that I've ever noticed him telling a story and he goes like or this. He always is very goes with his words and is very careful with what he says and yeah, he you don't really hear him slip up with his sentences.
Incredibly well spoken.
Yeah. He's cool.
What's a story that comes to mind, like of his that you heard?
Um, well, I heard him on the John I heard him on not John, his name's John. I heard him on the Joe Rogan podcast talking about why he went to jail and how he went to jail. And I guess there were gangs in jail that, he was taught, I guess that were like either threatening him, but then I guess like the Italians brought him in or something. Like that's what, and I'm like, wow,
You just
like
had dinner with him a couple weeks ago.
he
You just
did.
had dinner with him a couple of the Italian mob bosses, dude.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, and he was talking about that and like he was talking about like his first day where he came in, he was sitting in the lobby and there's other people. It's interesting because that's like a job.
Yeah,
Like you go in and you do that.
absolutely, dude. I like the one where it's like, my kids ask me this all the time. Like, did I ever murder someone? I say no, and then it like lowers the voice, but there's just one small caveat.
Yeah.
Talks about how he like told his boss like where like Al Qaeda might be, and then like the next day, like 13 missiles like went into that house, and we're like, holy shit, dude,
Yeah. It's
crazy,
crazy.
John.
Yeah, it's those stories are wild. He also said something where he was like it's it's very possible that normal people like you or me have uh walked by or interacted with somebody undercover.
Yeah, dude, I think about that. I do think about that from time to time. It is pretty like weird to think about.
Yeah. Like, do you think, do you think you've ever either talked to an undercover police officer or do you think you've ever sat next to a federal marshal on the plane?
Federal Marshal, I don't think so. I don't think I've flown planes enough
Okay.
to
But
do that.
is there a federal marshal on every plane?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Has to be.
Really?
Yeah, every flight. No, I'm definitely come across undercover people at some
Yeah.
point. You know what I think of though? I thought of this a couple years ago when like Stranger Things was more peak.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'd never expect anything out of the ordinary to happen in my town, but then like
Mhm.
occasionally I'll drive down a road and it's like fenced off like pretty well, and I'm like, I
Yeah.
wonder if there's a Stranger Things situation going down
Something like that.
down that path, down that fenced-in path. I don't know. I think about that more often than I think about the CIA thing.
Yeah, I wonder like if somebody has like superpowers or something is, out there. I've been getting a lot of space stuff too. So like about the size of space. I've been getting do you know Brian Cox, the physicist?
Can't say I do.
You should give him a look up because he talks about space and like the size of it and everything, but he doesn't talk about it in a way that is like too complicated or anything. He genuinely gets excited about it and he teaches you like while he's talking about these exciting things and talking about how big the universe really is. And he said he was like, he was talking about the end of the entire universe or space. And he's like, and they're talking about how it's always expanding. And he's talking about like what's past the furthest point. And he's like, there's nothing. And I was like, how can there be nothing?
Yeah,
Like what is it? It's a crazy concept.
hurts your head when you think about it too much, dude.
I know. Yeah. I've seen this other guy coming up this who has a telescope and he looks through the telescope and he shows the planets and everything and if he sees Jupiter be like, "Hey Jupiter, what's going on?" And he's like so excited to see them, you know? And I'm
That's
like,
funny. You know, I've been getting a lot of this dude. I think he lives in Florida. But it's like he wears like a POV kind of GoPro thing, and he goes out into like the swamp at night, and he'll be
yeah.
like swamp puppy and just like grab a alligator. Have
Yeah.
you seen this guy?
Fishing with Garrett.
That's his name, Fishing with
Yeah.
Garrett. Yeah, that dude,
Yeah.
those people are crazy too.
Yeah, and he'll pick up the snakes and everything.
All the
Yeah.
frogs and poisonous snakes and whatever.
Do you like animals?
Yeah, I like animals. I fuck with
Animal
animals.
guy. Yeah, I think that guy goes barefoot too.
Yeah, dude, those people are just so crazy to me.
Yeah.
Realistically, if you were dropped in like a forest or an island of some sort, how long do you think you could last?
I guess is it like where do I get to pick where?
Yeah, I'll let you decide where and what time of year, but you only have like a backpack worth of supplies. Like one water bottle, couple granola bars, like maybe a little knife or machete.
I mean, and how long is it? A week?
Just how long do you think you could go
Oh,
for?
how
Like,
long?
yeah,
Okay, okay.
realistically, yeah.
I would say, all right, well, if you drop me in like the wilderness of New Hampshire, like up there by the White Mountains,
Yeah.
if it was during the winter, like it wouldn't be long, I
Yeah.
would say. But if it was like during the spring, like it would really be depending on like what I'm eating.
Mm,
Like I feel like there's rivers you could get water from and you
fish.
could fish, and like especially if it's like early spring, the snow's melting, so there'll be, a lot of that to get. You could, boil it, but I guess it's the food, like
Mm. Yeah, but
do
you
you,
can go 2 weeks without food, right? Or like more than that, I think.
yeah, yeah, I guess you're right. How long can a person go without food?
Right. Most of them, I
Like
think
that.
water, it's like 3, 4 days, and then food you can go a couple weeks if you have the willpower
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Would you pick like a rainforest or something, or would you?
No, I'd go where you're at, like
Yeah.
New Hampshire, Maine area. I'd give myself probably a couple days. If it's like spring or fall, I could do a couple days.
I saw Would You Rather last night, actually, and I think I'm going to recite this one correctly. But it was, it was, you get $1 million, which now that I'm thinking $1 million, I don't know if it's enough, but I forget if you get the $1 million right away or you have to wait till the end. But 5 years,
Hmm.
every day for 5 years, you could be sitting here doing this podcast, you could be sitting at work, you could be out at a bar or something, and then randomly for you get spawned out of that situation randomly in some part of the ocean, and you have to survive there for 30 seconds. So you could randomly spawn like in the middle where like Point Nemo is. You could randomly spawn just like right by the coast on the Cape for 30 seconds. And then after the 30 seconds, you spawn back to where you were, dry in the clothes you were in, just continuing where you were. But you have to do that every day for 5 years.
It's just not worth it, dude.
You
I
don't think so?
I don't think $1 million is like I hate the ocean. Dude, no. If I'm off like I don't even know where it is, like deep water, like off the coast of Alaska, where it's like negative degrees out and it's just
Mhm.
massive weight. No, I'm good, dude. I'm all set.
Is
I don't
that what it's like in Alaska?
I don't know. I'm just thinking of what's it called? Like the crab fisherman show? Alaska crab. I don't know. There was some show where it was like
Deadliest catch.
yeah, yeah, deadliest catch. That's what yeah, I'm thinking of deadliest catch and those waves and shit and I don't know.
30 seconds though.
30 seconds a lot can happen in 30 seconds, dude.
True. I guess it really kind of comes down to like how long can you hold your breath? Because
Right. So
like,
what if you drown in the 30 seconds? You just die and you don't get the million?
yeah.
What if you get like eaten in the 30 seconds or
Well,
attacked?
so a lot of the comments were saying that realistically, there's no scenario that you could randomly spawn in where an animal would kill you in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It's possible. I don't know. Like, yeah, but
It's so slim though.
okay, so what if you spawn for 30 seconds in like water that's got really rough waves, but you could just swim down, right? If you could hold your breath for 30 seconds, like, right? That's okay, right? Or is that, am I thinking
Dude,
this
I
is,
think you're underestimating how difficult it would be to swim like into like aggressively crashing like waves in the middle of the ocean.
you think so?
I don't know. I feel like one bad blow and you just like cough a little bit and then you inhale a bunch of water and then boom, you drown. But I don't
Yeah.
think you can drown within 30 seconds though. Maybe
Yeah,
you
I guess
can.
that, I don't know.
I don't know. But dude, if you get dropped off in like the Nile in Africa, where it's I bet you if you drop into like a river full of crocodiles, you could get got in 30 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good point too. Like, I guess does this mean bodies of water that are on land? Like, or does it have to be the ocean?
True. True.
Or like the Amazon?
Could be Amazon.
Apparently the Amazon, like going back to your topic of in the forest, like apparently the Amazon is just impossible to survive in.
Yeah, dude. There's way too much trying to. There's way too much in there, dude.
Yeah, it's too much. It's
Terrible.
huge.
Yeah.
And like the
I
river.
saw oh, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying the river's there too.
Dude, on topic of the rivers, what's it? Not Bear Grylls. Jeremy something. The
Jeremy Wade.
yeah, Jeremy wait, was he's not Deadliest Catch. No, what was
These
he?
river
River
monsters.
Monsters.
Yeah.
Apparently he did some like debunking thing where he like sat in a tub full of piranhas.
Uh-huh.
Piranhas aren't as ferocious as we think they are. Like none of them even touched him. He was in there for like 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, is that kind of wild?
They're like notorious for being mean.
I think they are mean if they're like hungry, but I think if they're like, yeah, I don't know. I forget what it was exactly, but I remember seeing him in a pool with him for like at least 10 minutes and they didn't touch him.
Really? Are they big?
I think the ones you were with were like average piranhas, but some piranhas get fucking massive, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I think a piranha can grow up to like a foot.
That's insane.
Yeah, they can get huge, dude.
They're just,
Scary.
they're just these razor sharp tooth fish.
Do you ever see like Sharknado or anything like
Oh
that?
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
how are they? This makes me think of that, and I've never seen
Well,
that.
I think the thing with Sharknado is I'm pretty sure they made it, it's purposely ridiculous.
Yes.
Like that's why they made it like that. But I think when the first one came out, there was so much buzz around it, but people didn't realize that it's not supposed, they're not trying to make this good. I think they're made so like it's they're sick. Like let's put it out there. Like there's one scene where the main character it's either it might I think it's in Sharknado 1, but it might be in the second or third one where there's a shark coming towards him and for some reason it's like there's not like a ton of other sharks in this tornado. Like they act like this is the final climactic boss shark. He jumps in the mouth of it with a chainsaw. Like it's crazy. And it's just this CGI shark just coming towards this guy holding a chainsaw.
Dude, it's got to be like the cheapest movie ever that somehow makes so much money,
Oh
like
yeah.
hand over fist. Yeah.
There's a piranha one too.
Yeah, there's a couple piranha ones.
Yeah.
There's a 3D piranha one
Yeah,
too,
piranha
dude.
3D.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. There's one of those and it's like it's at like what? It's at like some tropical water park in the ocean or something. Like
It's
I don't
something. It's something goofy, dude. The Jaws were a sellout. The first two Jaws movies were good, and then at some point one like took place in like SeaWorld, and that's where I'm like,
Interesting you said both the first and second Jaws movie. That's an interesting take.
yeah, I enjoyed. The second was good. The second, obviously, like anytime you have a franchise like that, like if you're doing a sequel, it's just gonna be a cash grab. Doesn't mean it's gonna be bad every time now. So
Jaws 2 is good.
Jaws 2 is good.
I
Absolutely.
love Jaws. And Jaws is probably top five favorite movies. I don't know where it ranks, but it's definitely
Mhm.
top five.
Yeah.
But like the second one's good too.
Second, you can't throw shade on the second. I'm trying to think of another like I don't know. Yeah, Jaws really does it well because I feel like more times than not you really force the sequel.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, 1 o'clock. You said you got to run, right?
Yeah, we also have less than a minute too.
True. Look at that timing right there. All
All
right,
right.
guys, this was lovely. We'll see you again on the flip.
Yeah, it's good stuff.